CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. So the past few hours have pretty much proven to myself and to anyone that's been following this situation that we really don't belong in an NBA front office because we really do not have an understanding of what is going on with any of these rules or guidelines, restrictions for when you can negotiate a deal, when you can sign a deal, how much you can sign for. We know nothing. We don't know anything. For those of you that watched my video on Najee Marshall discussing that signing, the Dallas Mavericks a couple hours ago signed Najee Marshall to a 3-year, $27 million deal. And when that happened, we speculated that Derrick Jones Jr. was probably gone, but that there was a small chance he could still be back, and that the reason he hadn't signed with a team yet was because of this guideline of a 15-day wait to sign or to negotiate a deal after he changed representation a couple days ago. So that would mean he wouldn't be eligible, or he'd be restricted from negotiating a new deal, a new signing with a team for the next 2 weeks. I guess that's not the case, or maybe this report is just saying that there was a verbal agreement, because this is just out of left field, man. I mean, we got blindsided here. Everyone, I think just about all of us thought that, okay, Najee Marshall signed this deal because, Derrick Jones Jr., we just can't afford what he's worth on the market. Turns out, 3-year, $30 million deal with the Clippers, three-year, $27 million deal, Najee Marshall with the Mavericks. Don't get me wrong. If $3 million, if I had $3 million in my back pocket, I'd be feeling pretty good. But in terms of NBA contracts, that's little to no difference at all. What's going on right now, man? Oh my goodness. Yeah, we don't belong in an NBA front office. We really don't know what's going down. And I really do not fully understand why the Mavericks couldn't make it work with Derrick Jones Jr. Something fundamentally must have changed internally, because something either within the organization or within Derrick Jones Jr.'s wants and needs, what he's looking to get out of a future NBA contract. I suspect if it's on Derrick Jones Jr.'s end as to why he did not sign with the Mavs or return to the Mavs, I suspect it's either one, because they weren't willing to offer him 3 years, which I highly doubt, considering, the Mavericks just offered Najee Marshall a 3-year deal. But more likely what I suspect is that Derrick Jones Jr. may have been looking for, and I know this sounds ridiculous to all of us Mavs fans, but an improved role, so to speak. Because even though he was starting at small forward for the Dallas Mavericks and through the playoffs as well, he's more of a support role, catch and shoot, cutting off ball, which is, he played that role perfectly. And now with the Clippers, with Paul George having earlier today announced that, and the Clippers organization announcing that he is not returning, and there may be a sign-and-trade opportunity, even though previously it was reported that sign-and-trade's off the table. Again, we don't know anything. And all these reports that come out, it's clear that some of these reporters don't know anything. For example, Tim here. Tim just doesn't know. He obviously, I don't know. Either he doesn't know anything or he's blindsiding us, because he does seem to be Luka's number one hater on certain days. But anyways, so Derrick Jones Jr. on the Clippers, if you think about it, they got Kevin Porter Jr. now. Haven't made a video about that signing yet. Probably, maybe tomorrow we'll talk more about that. They don't have Paul George anymore. They got Kawhi, who's not available half the time. And they got James Harden. And then they're looking to trade Westbrook. That just opens up the door for guys like Derrick Jones Jr. to come on in and get opportunities to get the ball more, to be able to create for themselves more. Obviously, like I just said, Derrick Jones Jr. did a great job filling that role as a catch-and-shoot, 3-and-D, cutting off-ball type of player for the Dallas Mavericks. But maybe he wants something more. Maybe he's trying to get himself, increase his value, get more touches and be more ball dominant and prove himself, by the time, so he's 26 now, end of his 3-year contract with the Clippers, he'll be 29, he's in his prime. He'll be looking for an even bigger deal if he's able to prove himself on the Clippers. So that is what I suspect is happening. Again, no one knows. Nobody knows. Clearly, the people reporting on these don't always know either, especially when it comes to the rules. We all thought that Derrick Jones Jr. wasn't going to be able to sign, or there wasn't going to be a report about him signing with anyone for a couple weeks. That was wrong. My apologies for again, I'm sharing what I'm seeing, and I'm sharing my thoughts on it. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm sad. I'm going to miss the lobs to Derrick Jones Jr. I'm going to especially miss his on-ball defense that he brought in the playoffs. That was incredible. I'm looking forward to Najee Marshall's, contributions. But, man, I'm going to miss Derrick Jones Jr. Fan favorite for sure. And, I'm excited to see what else happens with the Mavericks this offseason. Obviously, Klay Thompson, there's reports that LeBron's already talking to him from day one about him coming to the Lakers. But then the Mavs are in the mix too, and man, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Click on the video on your screen now for some more NBA offseason discussion.